Hey, American literature friends. This is a short explanation of local color, the vocabulary, the terminology. This relates to our reading with Kate Chopin on the syllabus. Kate Chopin is one of the more famous local color writers. We'll go through the definition here really quick. Local color is a genre of writing that focuses on, and there's some discussion about whether it sort of exploits or is exploitative, the speech and dialect, so like accents, regional speech patterns, dress, so you're talking about like clothes, hats, all that kind of stuff, mannerisms, so particular behaviors, habits, and topography. Topography means like the particular landscape, swamps, mountains, rivers, seaside, that kind of stuff, and other aspects of a specific region or area. Local color primarily attempts to portray the life that is peculiar and specific to a particular region. Local color became prominent in the United States in the second half of the 1800s. Bret Harte and Mark Twain are local colorists of the West, and so by the West then, they would have meant, getting west of the Mississippi River. You're talking like west of Arkansas, the western Mississippi Delta, those areas. Joel Chandler Harris and Kate Chopin are local colorists of the South. Joel Chandler Harris of Georgia, if you know the Tar Baby, Brer Rabbit and the Tar Baby stories. Kate Chopin, as we've talked about, of Louisiana, especially the area in and around New Orleans. And Sarah Orne Jewett and Mary Wilkins Freeman are local color writers from New England, and especially the rural and wilderness areas of New England, like western Massachusetts, Maine, even into upstate New York and those areas. Local color often uses dialect and depicts eccentric characters. So you're talking about the eccentric characters, the people who have particular traits of a particular area, and they have them high key, like extreme versions of regional differences. Local color writing often involves short stories and sketches focused on local details without concern for larger truths or deeper realistic elements. So the main focus of these stories is to show and highlight these regional differences, local behaviors, and those kinds of things. Local color really became popular in the 1880s and 1890s, and then it sort of died off in the 1900s and 1910s. The beginning of film was really the beginning of the end of local color. And World War I really killed it off too. So you have this period of 20 or 30 years, 1885 maybe to 1910, 1915, where local color is really popular. Mainly because people in urban areas and urban centers, Philadelphia, New York, even the coastal cities in the South, like Charleston or Savannah or something like that, they were interested in the unique experiences of other parts of the country, like the West or the coastal South, or the mountain people in the Appalachians or something like that. I'm going to jump over here and give you just a little bit more information about it. Local or regional fiction is fiction and poetry that focuses on the characters, dialect, customs, topography, as we already talked about. There's a paragraph right here. One definition of the difference between realism and local color, because local color is under the realism umbrella because it's trying to realistically portray a particular area. But there is this one difference. Economic or political power can itself be seen to be definitive of a realist aesthetic, in that those in power, say white urban males, have been more often judged realists, while those removed from the seats of power, say Midwesterners, blacks, immigrants, or women, have been categorized as regionalists. The point that Eric Sundquist, who they're quoting here, is an important African-American literature scholar in the United States. The point that he's making is part of what local color is about is who gets to decide what is local. And so if you decide that New York City is what depictions of New York City and of urban areas is realistic, then what is local color is just local color of areas outside those urban centers and away from, the issues of gender and race and class and those kinds of things. Those contribute to that too, as he talks. When he says white urban males, he's trying to get at all those different geographical and racial and gender aspects too. So underpinning local color is this idea of what's normal and what's peculiar to some other part of the country. If you have questions about that, or about how it connects to Kate Chopin, or the ways that Kate Chopin is a particular local colorist of New Orleans and Louisiana and Cajun and Creole culture, just be in touch with me and we can talk more about it. But I hope that's helpful in defining and understanding local color.